Let's look at this exciting development. Talking about security situation. This time around, we are taking attention to Edo State. Fuga, to be precise, where the locals succeeded in rescuing a kidnapped victim. And it didn't end there. They apprehended one of those kidnappers. Of course, guess what? A Fulani MILITIA. You watch the video shortly because I want to say that the locals have once again proven their competence in dealing with all these issues. Don't forget that we always say it, that the locals had the wherewithal, the intelligence that they needed to address all the level of insecurity, because it has been proven that all crime is local. I will allow you that shortly, but quickly, let us look at this one that is coming from Punch before I bring that video. Because as you have it, there is a security alert talking about imminent attack on some communities in Kogi State in Ondo by ISWAP. I must say, this is not the type of news we want to be hearing, that the security agencies must write to the occasion to protect lives and properties of Nigerians and make sure that they nip it in the bud. This one is coming from the Punch newspaper. It's saying ISWAP threat, Southwest, North Central states on high alert. Going forward, I say, following the Department of State Services alert on Tuesday that there was a plot by the Islamic State West African province to attack Ondo and Kogi states. States have activated surveillance and counter-terror measures against ISWAP plots. He said Kogi shares a boundary with 10 states. They include Benue in the east, Anambra in the south, Enugu in the southeast, Edo in the southwest, and Ondo in the west. Others are Ekiti in the south, in the west, Kwara in the west, Niger in the north, Nasarawa in the northeast, and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Concerned by the developments, the state governors have called on the residents to remain calm and vigilant, assuring that they have fortified the security system to thwart any attack. I must say that the statement of fortifying security system to thwart any attack is a welcome development, that it should not just end with press statement, they should match it with action. Because we understand that the governor of a state had a mandate going by the constitution as the governor and the chief security officer of his state to protect lives and property of people within his state. Because we cannot help but continue to harp on the need of federal government to synergize with state government, even local government, to collectively possess monopol of currency power to smoke the bandits out of the hiding places, set them running and bring them to justice. But quickly watch the video as we come back to further this conversation. As I told you earlier, this came from Fuga in Edo State, a success by the locals. We'll come back after this time out.
How are you? What's your name? Are you the one that was kidnapped? Yes. Okay. In where? Okay, now you're going to farmland. Okay. How many days have you been with them?
5 days.
Okay, you have been with them 5 days. Okay. But we thank God that you will be recovered today. And by Fuga Vigilante, Edo State Security Corps, Fuga Command. We thank God for the successful operation. My gallant officers, I thank you all. You people are wonderful. And Bless's brother, you are wonderful. We thank you. This little girl, this Blessy that was being kidnapped 5 days ago, has been recovered by us, the Fuga Sector Command in Edo State Security Corps. We thank God we recover her along Ajakuta Railway through Agenegbode, Otokwe. We thank God for the successful operation. We thank God for each and every one of us. Wait. Okay, calm down. Wait. Look me. my body. Wait, go on. Okay, my yaja. Oh, look, go on. My body, my don't kidnapper, Mina.
The question here is, we are seeing renewed hostility or banditry of Fulani militias in southwest states. Because the other time, Kwara is the most ravaged, seeing that people already started leaving their ancestral homes in drones. The question I continue to ask, does it mean the Fulanis themselves have unfinished business in Kwara State? I don't want to go into the story of Janta Alimi and Afonja. It's a popular story that everybody know how that happened. But does it mean they have an unfinished business? Because even recently in Yaba, in Kogi State, we learned there was serious attack. Now we are seeing another security alert concerning Ondo State. I must say that as a people, because this is not just about it is happening in one state. If we fail to address this, I must say that this is even wind that blow no one any good. That earlier we collectively address it, stamp it out, the better for everyone. You can be comfortable and say it have not yet come to your state. But I must say that it's a matter of time. If it's not addressed, it will spread to every part of the country. Because we can see attack in some part of eastern part of the country, like the one we saw the other time in Imo State. You know that it's a matter of time it will go round. This one is not even a case of whether you stay in the urban area. If this issue is not collectively addressed, it will get to a point where it will go around to every place. That is why personally, it doesn't bother me what anybody say. My own position is I stand with federal government to acquire monopoly of currency power to deal with this issue. That is why if I see the arrest of bandits, I'm happy. If I see the disallowing of bandits, I'm happy. If I see federal government acquiring monopoly of currency power by buying fighter jets, I'm happy. If I see, when I saw the arrest of those two Mahmuda terror leaders, I was happy. Because these people are people who have no value for human life. I begin to wonder, I begin to ask, why will a Sheikh Gumi be advocating for amnesty for these people? More so, even as Kabalaje made it clear that they brought Fulani militias into the country to remove a Jonathan from office. So the question is, why are we not seeing even the highest echelon of monarchical system of government in the north, like the emirs, coming out to condemn this the way they condemn other issues? Because if you look at the position of the other retired military intelligence officer, who made it very clear that the ultimate aim of those who sponsor terrorism is to Islamize the country, is to turn the country into a Taliban-like of country. That is why the earlier we address this, the better. Because now that we have a Santana in the saddle, I think this is even perhaps the best time, opportunity to address this. Because if you look at the position of the man, even when Buhari was the president, the man made it very clear that those they arrested in his time when he was in service, that the confession they made, that some of the people they confessed were sponsors of terrorism, some of them were already in Buhari's government. That some of them were already governors, even ministers. That it becomes difficult as security agencies to even address it, because this one is beyond what you can do through operational approach. Because they needed the government or the body language or the president rather before they could go against those who are in government. So that is why I encourage the president, talking about Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, that he should ignore the likes of Shegumi, push ahead with his quest to acquire monopoly of currency power. I must say that I'm particularly happy when I saw the minister of yes, was it the minister of defense signing some documents in Italy in the quest to acquire about 24 fighter jets. It's a welcome development. When I actually saw that news of Nigerian government acquiring 49 fighter jets, of course, for me, it's a welcome development. Because we must possess monopoly of currency power to police every inch of Nigerian territorial integrity, to spot the bandits out of their hiding places, set them running and bring them to justice. More so, and it's becoming clear that some of these bandits come from other parts of the world, who are now even the leaders of the normal Nigerian bandits. So I think it's becoming clear, talking about a statement that came from, of course, that former military intelligence officer, that the ultimate aim of those who sponsor terrorism is to Islamize the country and to turn the country into a Taliban-like of country. You begin to wonder, even recently, seeing that Shegumi was trying to justify the truce brokered by Donald Trump between Hamas and Israel as a condition for Nigeria to go into negotiation with bandits. I must say that the situation of Nigeria and Israel and Hamas is a different ballgame entirely. Because Hamas, these are militant groups who operate from outside Israel territory in Gaza. They may have the support of the government in Gaza, but the question is, they are not within the territory of Israel. But in the case of Nigeria, you have foreign nationals who are converging in Nigeria from different parts of the world with ultimate aim to carve out space, caliphate for themselves, and even ultimately to even Islamize the country. So is position of Shegumi, is it that non-Nigerians, people who are alien to the country, who are coming from different parts of the world, staying in Nigeria, wreaking havoc, forming bandit groups, is it his aim that those people should start getting amnesty, being negotiated with? On what basis? It's a big question Shegumi needs to answer. On what basis? As far as I'm concerned, there's no need for negotiation. I must say it's disappointing. The video we are seeing currently that often go around the internet, where you can clearly see bandits who come out from their hideouts, from their abodes, fully armed, negotiating with communities, even local government authorities. Even though the governor of Katsina State will say he is not involved in negotiation, but the question is, you who is the governor and the chief security officer of the state, how do you feel seeing bandits in your own state coming out fully armed, having engagement with communities who now have the sovereignty of the states? It got to show clearly that the bandits are already sharing coercive monopoly power with you as the governor, who is supposed to be the governor and the chief security officer of the state. So the question is, whether you are involved or not, it becomes on you to smoke them out of their hiding places, set them running and bring them to justice. That is why you must key into the federal government initiative of community-based policing system. That has to do with the forest guard. I must say that that forest guard for now is the way to go. If we give it a trial and it is not efficient enough to solve the problem that now confront everyone, we can now start talking about state police. More so, as even the president made it very clear that he's going to give attention to state police. But let us give the forest guard a trial. I understand that Enugu State government already started the process of engaging personnel, because certainly the locals will be engaged. And of course, the traditional rulers that have the moral authority over the people will be part of it. We understand that when it comes to the issue of difficulty is intelligence dissemination. Shared intelligence perhaps between the locals and the security agencies, that once the traditional rulers are involved, it will no longer be a challenge disseminate such intelligence, because once such intelligence gets to the traditional rulers who are already part of the security architecture, it will be seamless for them to relay such to the security agencies who of course need them for their operation. And I want to say that if all intelligence is adequately and appropriately harnessed, going forward, we can start nipping crime in the bud. Because let's take for instance, when we saw the compromising of the maritime military base, if those who were in the localities where those terrorists passed through before they got to the point where they attacked the base, we are working in synergy with some security arrangement that enables intelligence to float. Perhaps they would have given that intel to the authorities before it got to the point where they compromised that military base. But I must say that it pays for the government to integrate everyone into the security arrangement. Because as far as I'm concerned, the issue of insecurity, fighting it, needs a concerted effort, a synergy, a symbiotic relationship between the government, the three tiers of government, the locals, traditional individuals, traditional institutions, and everybody. But let me say very thank you for your time. This is Live Media and I'm Mr. Martin.